Okay, oh, there we go. Oh my gosh. Oh, Windows, Windows, Windows. I'm going to blame everything on Windows with that one. We're going now. Windows decided to change what my default microphone was. Isn't that nice of them? So sorry about that. So a little bit of dead air. So why don't I just go over that again? So yeah, we are here. We had just ejected from Kerbin. We are on our way to Eve. I do have a correction burn set up here that is getting me a nice close encounter with Eve. It is a little bit more than what I originally had anticipated. People that were here, well, all of last stream was a bit of a kerschmozzle. So, yeah, mistakes were made. I honestly think that should be the working title of all of my series and live streams, especially in Let's Plays and stuff, is just call these mistakes were made and just have that as a running title through all of these. But yeah, there was some shenanigans during the ejection. Didn't go 100%, but hopefully from here on in, everything is going to go fine. And we'll be getting to that very shortly. We should be at Eve very quickly because I just have to do that correction, and then we should be, you know, Eve capture and hopefully landing. And coming back, obviously, is part of it as well. But anyway, before I get to that, just really quickly, just to recognize the winner of my Discord's weekly challenge, which is to submit a screenshot every week with a particular theme. And last week's theme was Landers. And the winner is Bravo. There it is right there. There was Bravo's pick. A very nice, I would call that flat out a replica. I think that's exactly what it is. It's a replica of the Soviet LK lander. Of course, never flew, but the Soviets did have a moon rocket built, and that is very much what their lander was. So congratulations there, Bravo, for that picture. And if you would like to participate as well, all you got to do is pop by the Discord. That's all there is to it. It is not that complicated. But anyway, let's just get this done. So I'm going to do a lot of quick saving because I got to remember every time before I time warp, quick save, because funky things happen, especially on interplanetary journeys in this game when you time warp. And hopefully that will be one of those things that, with KSP 2 now just barely a week away, that's something that hopefully will have itself fixed. So thank you, NC Davis, and thank you, Marcos, for your generations, and Marcos for becoming a novice rocketeer, a YouTube member. Okay, yeah, let's set up an alarm. I think I can do that here, right? No, where's the alarm buttons? Oh, that's the alarm to get to. Oh, okay, that must be the... I don't trust that. We'll do that one again. But I want to set up... That's the way you do it. I can do these things. For the SOI change. SOI change, yeah, give me like 3 minutes warning. Add that alarm. So let's get ourselves out of here. Again, quick save. There's going to be no shortage of quick savings in this game. Bye, Kerbin. Bye, Moon. I like Moon, not Mun. We're slowing down on time warp now. Yes, there is a trailer that just got released for KSP 2. Thanks, Fizak. It's, yeah, it's pretty sweet. I am actually in the process now, which I always do when I have something that I'm very much looking forward to, is I go through just a period of time where I just like to... And that doesn't mean to anybody in the chat, go ahead, talk whatever you want, but I am really trying to avoid spoilers and the like. So I want to go into it fresh. I always like to go into things that I'm very much looking forward to, just fresh. Everyone's different on that one. That's a little bit peculiar on my part, but that's me. Okay, we are now out. And everything I'm hoping is still cool. Focus my view back on Eve. Nothing's changed. That's what happened last time. No, everything still looks the same. Okay, let's set up another alarm. This one is for the maneuver. Give me 5 minutes warning. This one's not too time. Yeah, that's minutes. Add that alarm. Okay. And let's close that. Back to that. F5 again. Let's go. Let's go. You know, there's an inside joke that's just me when saying "let's go" at my school. Especially the boys went through a long stretch where they had. It's funny how schools pick up all their own. And this is a school I taught at, by the way, for those people that aren't aware that I was a high school teacher. But schools all have their own idiosyncrasies when it comes to slogans and language and sayings and stuff. And one of the things they always went, "Let's go." I don't know. I found it funny. All right, so there we go. We are at our burn. It is a 2-minute and 45-second burn. Probably mostly anti-normal. Let's swing this around. No, that's the wrong way. Mostly normal. And we got a smidge of fuel left, 14 meters per second left in the current stage. I did go through this staging, so at least up until here-ish. I didn't bother checking the above, which is for the lander. I'll check that when we disembark that lander. It's also hard to tell exactly how much Delta V I have left because, of course, on the return journey, we're going to not have this big old rocket sitting at the top here. So, you know, we'll be having more Delta V than what it looks like. Okay, sort of get that right on there. I'll also do the rest of this time warping to a minute on. This thing's not exactly nippy as it comes around. And with these mid-course corrections, you hardly have to wait for it to go down to 0. You can just do this when you want, but I'm just going to get it right on there. Go on to our map view so I can watch this from Eve's perspective. But I'm thinking that's... Oh, wait, no. First of all, I want to get ready to stage here. Okay, go. There we go. Wow, that had vigor. I should point out that very little of this was actually tested, which definitely show, especially on the command vessel here. None of that was tested. I free-built that one, and I think stuff like that, it really does show. Okay. Bravos is saying he's never actually... I'd spend on the interplanets. I'm assuming... Oh, you mean... do you mean like the inner planets? Like Eve and Moho? Both Eve and Moho are quite difficult. They're probably the two most difficult bodies to land on that don't involve exploits and things like doing Jewel or something. Than that in the game, honestly. Is this changing? It is not. I don't know. Oh, this is... I know why that's happening. This is my... Yeah. That's not my current trajectory. That's my trajectory after doing another orbit about the sun. I have too many patches going. But yeah, even Moho... And this series, I do very, very little... If anyone has watched any of my Let's Plays, I do very little interplanetary stuff. I've landed on Gilly a bunch of times. That's one of my favorite places to go. Landed on Duna, landed on Ike, went to Dres. You know, Lathe. Always going to Lathe is fun. But honestly, the rest of them I just never did. It's a lot of work, but for me personally, doesn't feel like a lot of payoff. So this series has a lot of firsts for me, and landing on Eve is certainly amongst them. Is that a trajectory now coming? No. I'm waiting. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Creeping in. Creeping in. Yeah, I don't have a huge TWR on this craft. It's under a 1/10 of a G, so not exactly blistering. should probably reduce the number of patches just to get rid of that red line. It's bugging me. Because we're clearly not going to come back to Eve. Okay, so concentrating now on... Well, let's slow. This is starting to make a difference. Starting to go a little quicker. I don't know, around 110, 120 kilometers I think would be a safe kind of capture distance. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. Probably will end up making some... Oh boy, lots of stuff going on. Probably make some corrections once we're around Eve. Oh, what's... I didn't... It stopped. Why did it stop? Don't like that. Okay. That's weird. A little RCS? Okay. There we go. That's good. Eve's atmosphere is 90 kilometers. I'm also trying to get the periapsis right over Eve's equator. As far as I can tell, that looks okay. All right, so that is that. We have an Eve encounter. I said I was going to turn down the number of patches, didn't I? So I don't see that extra. So let's bring down the conic patch limit, apply, accept. Resume flight. There we go. Now I don't see that extra comeback trajectory. So yeah, so what do we got here? We are going to be encountering Eve. Let's turn off the asteroid. Turn off everything. Don't need distractions. Oh, it's being like that. Okay, definitely quick save. See, this is the kind of stuff that really drives me batty. And really, I do hope, I'm going to turn down that. I think I know what's happening. I think I need to take off another patch. But I really hope in KSP, you know, if KSP2 is simply KSP1 without the little buggy stuff like that. There we go. That looks way better. Okay. I think it was giving me 2 SOIs because it was also counting the one that was coming around. So, okay, we got that coming up in 80 days. 80 days, so we're going to set an alarm. Create that alarm. Give me, this time, a 1 day. A 1 Kerbin day warning on this. Okay. Where's that alarm? Yeah. And again, a quick save, a judicious quick save. Okay, I'm also going to just reorient this. What is a good resource to learn how to do some gravity assists? Asks Akira. Akira, I would I have some gravity assisting type of videos. If you want, I would make my first gravity assist is see if you can do yourself a free return trajectory from the moon. You can learn a lot about gravity assist just by playing around the moon. So like leave from low Kerbin orbit and try and use the moon to bring you back without having to spend any more fuel. I have a video on a free return trajectory from the moon. And then I have another video just about hacking around in Joule. I think I called it like Joule is a gravity playground or something like that. And I don't know, I thought I did okay explaining how they work. None of the math behind it, just how it goes. Okay, let's time warp again. Oh, why is it stopping? I have a manual alarm coming up. Oh, forget. I just made an alarm for a day and oh my god. You know, I'm so used to... I just made an alarm for 1 day in the future. There we go. I'm so used to Kerbal Alarm Clock, which kind of takes a guess at what it thinks you want to do as far as alarms coming up. And so it's really good at saying, oh, you got an SOI change coming up. What, do you want the SOI change alarm? And I go, yeah. So I'm not used to having to think about what I want. But I did commit myself to doing this series mod free, so I'm sticking with that. Okay, that's a good sign that that never flaked out on me. And boom. Joule is the easiest place to get gravity assists if you want to just, you know, there's just so many bodies. They're pretty good mass. all in, not all of them, but 4 of them, right? 4, 5, 3 of them. I'm thinking of the Galilean satellites in real life. 3 of them in equatorial orbits. And, okay, let's just get there. And it's really easy to get encounters with them and get gravity assists. But the moon is good too, because the moon is of reasonable mass. And here we are. We are in Eve's SOI. And it is also in an equatorial orbit. Okay. I'm thinking that's looking okay as far as we're going to do our best to avoid Gilly. Gilly is easy to avoid. You know, I'm going to say it. Gilly is easy to avoid because that's how I completely jinx myself and get myself into Gilly encounter. Gilly is hard just to get, you know, your encounter. My periapsis is decent. Oh yeah, I like that periapsis. So this is just about getting a capture and leaving the apoapsis just way out there. That's about it. Because we're gonna make an. I want to get this orbit equatorial, so I'm gonna make a plane change, and it's cheaper to make plane change nice and far away. Actually, here's where you can slide. I'm thinking it's looking. We're gonna go with it. I'll go with it. We'll make it work. Do I sound echoey? Could be me. I don't have any. It's not like I work in a sound studio or anything like that. I think this is fine. Okay, so F5 again. Let's use the alarm clock. It's going to take me more than a minute to spin around. Maneuver, and give me 3 minutes warning, sure. Okay, where is Eve, by the way? From us, I should be able to look. If I look at the sun, it should be to the right of the sun. Where's the sun? Sun, Eve, Eve, where are you? That might be Eve, maybe? I don't know. Time warp, see if it shows up. Oh, there it is. Good gravy. We're coming for you, big purple ball. Yeah, my sound management in, I'll use air quotes, in my studio basically involves, yeah, delete that. Basically involves drawing the curtains on the window. And I have a big bookcase, and I just put a comforter over the bookcase to try and muffle the echo off the bookcase. Other than that, that's as much as I do. Sorry. Okay, getting ready here. This is a 1 minute and 39 second burn. Only 150 meters per second. We're going to have to make a much bigger burn once. Come here, you. To get down to a low orbit. I eventually want 100 kilometer equatorial orbit. As low, you know, I think I mentioned Eve's atmosphere is at 90 kilometers. I just want to be just a little bit above that to minimize the amount of heating this thing has to go through on its entry. Because Eve is kind of punishing in that way. Well, thank you. Is it Epic Doors Speedrunner? I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. First timer, I guess. If there's a reverb on the mic, I'm apologizing. There might be something funky going on with the settings. Windows did do an update on me. I'm gonna blame Windows. Nobody's gonna be upset if I blame Windows. And the mic got set to a different device, and that's why it was dead sound. And I just found the device and put it back on. But maybe there's something in the settings of putting in a reverb. I don't know. But I'm really at a point now where I'm not gonna fiddle with it too much. All right, let's see. We've got 13 seconds. These guys are starting to get excited here. Oh, levels are going up. I like seeing that. I did set it so that, and I got the dead silent engines again. Very weird. I did set it so that they level up automatically as soon as they require the amount of experience. And I did that because every mission I've done in this series has been done with fresh Kerbal. So if I didn't do that, it would be nothing but level zeros all the way through. Didn't want to do that. Hit like for Mike. I like that. So nothing particularly precise about this burn. I just want... Actually, what I could do... Here. Right-click this guy. Oh, I'm very close to the equator. That's good. I just crossed about the halfway point, and I just now crossing the equator. This is the whole reason why I brought the surface scanning module along, was only so I can get a latitude and longitude. I'll show you how that'll help me in a little bit. But right there, it was showing me, yeah, I'm not as far from the equator as I was worried I was. Okay, still looking for the capture, though. This burn has to continue until I see... Oh, that looks like it right there. That looks like it right there. Alright, I'm just gonna cut it there right now. That's fine. That's fine. It's fine. Okay, so... Again, I'm sure solar's fine. I don't think I need to worry about it. You know, we could really, at this point... Chris is going to be our pilot that's going to go down to the surface there. I could put Chris up here, detach him, and say, all the best, Chris! But I don't think he'd survive with the current one, but we could try. And then these guys can just boot on home. Let's see. Okay, we got to make an inclination change. That's the idea here. So way out here towards apoapsis. Gilly is no guide, by the way, as to where the equator is, because it is a very... But it feels like I'm way above the equator there, doesn't it? Sure does, yeah. So it must be, yeah, I definitely am. I have to do it. Ah, poop. Put it on the other side. Might have to be doing this burn sooner than I would like. If you want to do it, there's a way I can... I wish you could see... okay, let's delete that note. It's being frustrating. Which way around are we going? Yeah, it really feels like I'm crossing the equator maybe around here. Let's try and see if we can get our inclination down to 0. That's what we're doing here. So, inclination is now 29 degrees, and I clearly have to burn it up this way. I'm also going to bring my periapsis down to 100 kilometers. So if I can't get it down to 0, that means I'm not on the right node there. And I'm not. It's down to about 3 degrees, so if I move it, try it again. No, that's worse, so it's further out. That's good news, actually. I'm just going to keep playing around with this until I know where that, I guess it's a descending node I'm playing around. That's worse. So this way? Yeah, it must be more this way. Okay. I think Gilly's orbit's really kind of messing with my head. It's further out than I think. If periapsis really is right on the equator, then apoapsis should also be right on the equator. I just was going by my eyeballs rather than the numbers, and oh, okay, no, I'm Okay, let's get, I want to zero this out. Okay. Stop it. This way. Okay, I'm going to start playing with the time tools now. Half a degree. Oh, 0.1. Come on, baby. 0.2. I really shouldn't be this picky, but, you know, I kind of am. Two. 0.2. Move a little further. 0. Well, thank you, Chris. Chris says, I'm ready to go down to Eve. I hope you get my name on the short list for the flag. Yeah, it'll be a very short list for that flag, Chris. Okay, that really doesn't feel equatorial, but I guess it is. Okay, that's cool. Now, I also want this periapsis down to 100 kilometers, so we'll deal with that at the same time, but that's a little easier. And of course, that does mean I have to also play with the normal correction again, but at least now that I know I got it down to 0, I know it can get down from 0 from this location. You can't get a 0 inclination unless you are at least very close. Oh, it's going to 0.1 now. Yeah. Okay, what's my... Oh, it needs to be out. I just lost the... Okay, and a little mousy scrolling. 134. Gonna want 100. You know, maybe 100's not, because that's gonna be still a pretty big burn here. Maybe keeping it about, you know what, maybe 100's not a good idea now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe keeping it around where it is, around 110 is not a bad idea, and then we'll reduce when we get closer. Because I'm just thinking this is gonna have to be a long burn. I don't want to be that close to Eve when we make this burn. Zero and 109, I'm fine. So 0 inclination, 109, rounded to 110. Okay, we're doing that burn. That's what we're doing. So this is only a 37 meter per second burn. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Again, quick saving. Quick savings, my friend. We're going to have to find a spot to put down, too. Okay, alarm clock. Let's just keep this perpetually set up. Maneuver. Okay. Further, come on. It's gonna be a few days out there. Getting far away from Eve, that's why this burn is so cheap. This is mostly normal with a little bit of retrograde. Of course, if I was braver, I would be using Eve to do a little bit of aero braking. I do have this great big heat shield at the front, but I know aerodynamically this thing would want to flip around, not the way in which it's oriented, not in a healthy way. So I think the better plan is not to tempt fate. I'm going to stay well out of Eve's atmosphere while doing all this stuff. Well, I could potentially save myself a lot of delta V. Okay, so the main purpose of this burn is to get that inclination down to 0. That's really what I'm mostly looking at, and as long as my periapsis isn't too low, I'm going to be happy with the result. The 0 inclination also helps for using the maneuver tool, doobie, wherever it is, for making the return burn back to Kerbin. Even though I kinda had some adventures with it coming out to Eve, I'm gonna try and use it again. Okay, here we are. Okay. This time I do want to get pretty much on it because I do want to be on that. I guess it's the descending node, given which way I'm burning. Okay. All right. And got 15 seconds to the burn. Do I have custom action groups mapped to my keyboard? Nope. I am using all the standard. Just a second here. 1. This is not going to be a long burn. Sorry. Custom, what was that? Custom axis groups. No, I don't have any. I don't even know if I set up any. Oh, I don't know if I set up even any action groups at all on this thing. If I did, it was only for things like solar panels and stuff. But no, I did not set up anything. Always when I do these live streams, I'm always... Whoops, I should be looking at my apoapsis, or my inclination, silly Billy. 1, 0. 0.0 inclination. Always when I'm doing these live streams, I'm always... which way to get this to... I'm just going to try and get this semi... Here, put it on prograde. That should do it. I'm always sort of conscious of time. I know that's hard to believe considering this is my third video on this whole thing. But, you know, so I don't spend a lot of time... I try not to spend a lot of time fiddling with stuff. So... setting up things like action groups and tweaking around. I just like, honestly, it's get it together and go. Thank you very much there, Hypomaniac. I'm recently getting into KSP a decade later, and your videos have been such an amazing guide. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you very much. And although I've announced this in other places, just in case there are people watching this that don't know, I do fully plan. I am going to take a break. There's one more tutorial video coming out, and there is... I never even looked at my periapsis. That's fine. One more tutorial video coming out. I'm hoping for this Monday. And whenever this gets done, hopefully, fingers crossed, knock on wood, all that stuff today. I'm wondering if I should do this. This is coming out to be a 16-minute burn. I think I might do this in a few stages. Yeah, I think that'd be a good plan. So I'm going to do an 8-minute burn here. 16 minutes. Oh man, maybe even do a little more in a 5-minute burn. I'm going to do this over a series of burns. This does save you fuel. Sorry, what was the total burn time? Let's get this down again. About 18 minutes. So if I divide that by 3, that's 6-minute burn. It does save you fuel. I know that doesn't show up on the when you total up the burns, but ideally, when making a burn like this, you should be right on the retrograde vector, but I won't be because of the length of the burn. Half the burn will be on one side of the retrograde vector, and half the burn will be on the other side of the retrograde vector. And that does affect the efficiency of the burn. So even though that doesn't show up in these numbers, it does show up in the amount of fuel you end up burning. If it's just we very rarely pay attention to that. So it's certainly split. I want to save fuel because I'm worried. I am a little bit worried about having the fuel to get home. I mean, the worst case scenario, I could send up another one of these. They can dock together. We can transfer fuel and get them home that way. But I would prefer not to have to do that. So I'm going to do this over a course of 3 burns. to bring my this is mostly, oh, it's not mostly retrograde. I think I was in the middle of talking about something. I think I lost it. I think I was talking about, yeah, I got one tutorial. This thing hopefully will be soon. And then I am moving on to KSP2. It may not be a permanent. I might come back to KSP1, but I have every intention, once I get a feel for KSP2, to do more tutorials and also get a feel for what KSP2 has to offer. I'm putting this on free because it's going to look better. As far as its own internal teaching goes. I mean, I definitely count it as a fault with KSP, although I mean, it certainly helps people who make videos like I do. I'm still locked to retrograde, that's why I'm struggling. It does not teach you much. Kind of almost doesn't. I mean, it does in a sense that you learn through your mistakes, and I certainly don't want to see that aspect to be taken away. But for the average person, I think KSPs can be a very frustrating experience if you don't get on and find a couple of tutorials or find some people to give you a hand. And I don't think that's really good game design. A game should be, in my mind, it should be self-contained. All right, just about ready here. Yeah, I'm gonna get to Chris's comment there in just a second. Boom. Well, he says, what about a live stream? Yes, my idea with KSP2 to start off with is to do a completely blind live stream. That's my initial idea. And I'm really going to try and avoid everything I can so that you get my honest reaction to reacting to KSP. I'm not sure I'll be able to do that right after it's released, because next weekend I am attending a wedding. Damn these bride and grooms, young couples, what the heck? But I do have a wedding that I'm going to next weekend. I'm going to be out of town, so I don't know if I'll be able to do a live stream right when it comes out, but certainly as soon as I can, maybe early the week after, I'll be doing a live stream. And probably 2 or 3, at least. We'll see what it is. Now remember, it is early access for KSP2, and I can do some physics warping here. It is early access for KSP2. It's just going to be a sandbox mode. There's not going to be any interplanetary travel. So a lot of the features that will be in the final game aren't going to be there, but there'll definitely be a lot there for us to play with. And I am kind of a career mode guy. I do like career mode. I do like having... I very, very rarely play sandbox. I like having the structure. I like somebody else telling me what to do and then me figuring it out, as opposed to me just doing what I want. Okay, maybe another physics warp on this guy. So this is just bringing down that Apple apps. I said another physics warp and I didn't do it. Oh, I'm getting a little wonky. Whoa, 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 what the heck? Where's that coming from? Suddenly I got a noodle. Where'd my noodle come from? I don't like noodles. Don't noodle on me. What are you noodling for? Let's, yeah, I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing here. I was looking for the auto strutting at the same time. Okay, stop. It's coming under control. As soon as I went to 3 times physics warp, I started to get some heavy noodle action happening. Seems to be better now. Okay, I guess 2 times physics warp, and that's going to be the end of it. I'm getting some major wheelies. You see how far away I am from the retrograde vector? I mean, it's the way to do it, but it's the length of the burn that causes that. So the shorter you can make these burns, the more efficient they are. It's just a question of, I didn't want to do like 10 burns. That would have been getting silly. Okay, just about. And it actually doesn't have to be right on it. Not good enough. Losing that. Let's close that. Okay. So we're now down in a lower orbit. Let's do another about 6-minute burn. Okay, do I have... Oh, that's 10 minutes now. I was looking at the wrong number. Oh, I am going to lose a stage. Okay. Why did I need to get exactly 6 minutes? I don't know. That's just me. Tell them not exactly on that periapsis. There we go. My inclination, I'm still 0. Yes, it is. Okay, so another 6-minute burn. And actually, instead of doing that, I don't think my... Yeah, let's actually... I'm going to bring that periapsis down to 100 while I'm here now. Just 100. That's barely anything. What's my current periapsis? Oh, my periapsis... Wait a second. Wait a second. Oh, no, it's 108. Oh, my gosh. I thought for a second it's just so little, this burn. So I'm just going to do a little bit of a burn here just to bring down... Okay. Oh, I'm still in physics warp. Haha. There we go. I'm upside down. No upside down, but I felt upside down. Double check the inclination. Thank you, Mark. I did do that. Okay. Is that burn retrograde? Of course it's retrograde. Oh my gosh, It's the simplest things that mess me up. Are these on? Yeah, let's toggle these torques. Well, maybe not. It seems to be fine. No, never mind. Never mind. Okay, I only got 6 seconds to this burn. Let's just do this. This is very little burn. Okay. That is good, good, good. A little bit of a roll for the solar panels. Okay, and now we'll put in that 6-minute burn. And then one more 6-minute burn, and then we are going to be dropping that lander. That is the idea. Close enough. Okay. It's going to let the ship kind of orient itself a little bit here. So it's pretty much pointing where it's supposed to point. Okay, let's take that off and let's just go that way. Okay, very close to being on the maneuver node. "100 kilometers and 4 meters. I know I sometimes just get entirely too silly about stuff like that, but I don't know. What are you going to do? Okay, we got 50 seconds to the burn here. Let's get ourselves ready. And we are going to lose a stage partway through this. So we're going to be down to just one nerve engine. Oh boy, I better lose a lot of DV when I lose that lander. There might be a refueling mission coming up. Okay, where are we at? 25 seconds. Okay, and 2 and 1. Go. I thought I had this planned out pretty well as far as fuel goes, and I might still have it. Because again, we're losing most of the mass of this vessel is now in the lander for sure. So when we lose this lander, we're going to gain a lot of delta V. So I might be getting paranoid for nothing. We'll find out once we let that lander go. I budgeted about 1,500 meters per second for the return to Kerbin. And so if it's well less than that, once I lose the lander, then yeah, but it might not be. I might be being paranoid for no reason at all. I just get that way sometimes. Again, I just added on the physics warp. Well, good afternoon to you there, Nomad Universe. How to do things good enough, says NC Davis. That is exactly it. Survival of the good enough. Survival of the fittest? No. It's survival of the good enough. All right. Okay, so we're coming up in a little bit to that stage separation. So I'm going to take the physics warp off. These tanks should be very close to being empty. And it's one lonely nerve engine left. Those nerves just sip the fuel. It takes so long for just running on fumes. Come on, when are those gonna go? 3, 2, 1. There. There they go. That looks very scary the way they spin off, but okay, we are down. Now, according to this, I only have 866 and falling meters per second in this stage, but it should be more than that. And if not, we'll be sending a refuel mission. And the refuel mission will be actually a carbon copy of this thing, just sent autonomously, and then we'll pick them up. Here, let's do some more physics warping. I mean, once you get your capture with Eve, you can spend some time here. It's okay. People might recall that my, although I didn't run out of fuel on any of the previous missions, my lathe mission ended with a vessel crash landing, though surviving the crash landing on lathe surface, a space plane to be more specific, kind of came apart on me. So I had to send another one to go pick them up. So that turned into a whole rescue mission on the surface of lathe. That would be more complicated than what this is going to turn out to be. Unless something really bad happens, which is always a possibility. Hello, Mr. Sun. We will most certainly, I'm looking at the time, but I'm most certainly going to continue this until we are sitting on or crashed on the surface of Eve. I'm not going to leave people hanging. One way or another, this is going to get done. Okay, we are closing in on the end of this burn. My TWR must be pathetic. 0.04. Indeedy do. That's why that burn was taking so long, because of how far away this one is. Alright, I'll just cut it. 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 Okay. So we have one more. Boy, that came down a bit. You know what? Let's get up here to Apple Apps. We'll make a... Again, I just noticed this came down. I'm wondering if I should just use RC... Let's see how much this is. Oh, it's nothing. Maybe just use RCS too. I think I got a lot of monopropellant. Which is ironic because... yeah, not a huge amount. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to, again, my periapsis came down a fair bit because of the way that burn went. So I don't want it to go down any further, so I'm just going to push it back up again. This will be done just with monoprop. If I can, that's what I'm going to do. Oh yeah, I'm just going to do this with monopropellant. No, I'm not. I'm going to do this with... It's going to take too long. No, I'm not going to do it with monopropellant. I'll go a little past 100, I think. Because my 100 and a few meters kind of got messed up there. Okay, and that's good, that's good, that's good. It's going to be retrograde. What's my inclination? So my inclination's still 0, so that's good. Okay, one more burn down here. Then we're dropping that lander. One more burn. Now, hopefully... This is a burn for our final orbital insertion. 100 by 100. Just point this so it's... Yeah, I think that's pretty... That's fine. That's more than fine. I'm being too picky. Okay. Okay, F5. And let's just... I'm already pointing in the right direction, so I'm just going to do this. And now it's a 7-minute burn. Holy cannoli. I thought I had that divided up very nicely, but clearly my teeny tiny single nerve engine is going to be a pain. Yeah, definitely more thought could have gone into that vessel. But it's kind of what I got. It is absolutely kind of what I got. All right. 13. 10. I maybe should have split it up into more burns, but I don't spend too much time doing this. My pitiful 4/100ths. 4/100ths of a G. No, that's not right, is it? 4/10ths of a G. Is it in G? No, it is in G's. No. Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Oh, wait. Oh. That's weird. I went to go physics warp. I forgot to hit Alt. And it went time warping. Which I've never had happen before. Just turn the engine off. Usually it just says you can't do that while you got an engine going. But it time warped anyway. And turned the engine off. Game? Game is wanting me to fail. So I'm going to stick, again, when I went to 3 times physics warp, this thing developed a very serious case of the wobbles. So I would prefer, I would prefer not to have to do that. I'm going to pitch up a little bit above the maneuver node and try and see if that helps with keeping that periapsis from, I'm watching the periapsis height. I don't want it to dip too far down. So if I pitch a little bit above the maneuver node, I can actually control that a little bit. Probably should have been doing that before. A little bit above the maneuver node, see, and I can slow down the rate at which that periapsis is dropping. Pitching up just a little bit. And I'm paranoid just about the 100 because I tested this thing dropping it from 100, probably a few kilometers here or there. Probably won't make a difference, but I'd rather not find out. I'm looking at that periapsis. Ooh, 7 meters over 100 kilometers now. Okay, now I'm probably going to have to pitch the other way a little bit. Is that right? Nope, that's worse. Again, just keep it above. Right? 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 No. Nope, 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 nope. This way? No. Okay, forget it. Oh, dear. Yeah, that's making it better. That way. There, that's bringing it back down again. Silent. Oh, now I brought it down too far. Stupid, come on. Pay attention. Not exactly being energy efficient, though, with what I'm doing, so... The most energy efficient burn is keeping it the same direction the whole time through. How far am I? I'm 20 minutes from Peria. I'm honestly thinking, you know what I think I'm going to do? Bring this back up. I think I'm going to stop. Just stop it, stop it, stop it. Let's forget this burn. I mean, it's 98 by 118. Let's just tweak it. I was probably burning more fuel than I would want to with that. It looks okay, but... That might not have been wise. We'll do some final tweaky tweaks here. Okay, that should be good. Let's get it into that 100 by 100. Am I still on? Yeah, I'm still on physics warp there. So, okay, and I am eager as you guys to see this thing do its thing. I don't know, maybe we'll see. Definitely want to get down to the surface. Again, I'm looking at time, spending a lot of time with this nonsense, which it's not super, but maybe we can get this all done. Maybe we can get them home today too. All depends on whether they're going to need that refueling mission or not. If they need that refueling mission, yeah, that's probably not going to happen this stream. Okay, and then finally, bring down that apoapsis from 117 down to 100 as well. There we go. That'll do it. Okay. F5 this again. So this is a 25-second burn. Start thinking about a landing spot. I think in my planning in my head, I thought I would still have that other stage at this point. So that's why I'm a little bit... a little bit E. I think that's why this TWR is so low. I thought I would be just on... I would have the lander gone by now. Which is not a good sign that I actually planned this right. Okay, and I think I might call it right about there. That's good. Calling that, calling that, calling that. That's 100 by 100. And we are in an orbit of Eve. Now, landing, I did bring this surface scanner for the sole purpose of giving me a longitude and latitude, because I do know with my testing of this lander that when I dropped it from a 100 kilometer orbit, that it passed through 160 degrees, so almost halfway around the planet, on its way down before it found its landing zone. So wherever I want that landing zone, I want to look at its longitude and I want to subtract off 160 degrees. So I'm going to do a little bit of measuring. I want to land in the daylight. Well, I think I'm pretty good. I got a whole lot of continent here. I have no idea what's hilly, what's mountainy, what's not. Getting a bit of elevation actually does help you when it comes to Eve, getting back up again. I don't know Eve. This looks lumpy. Could be just the way the sun's on it, but it looks lumpy to me. Why not try it here? He said I'm gonna quick save. So I want to get right here. So I want to measure what that longitude is. So I'm going to time warp until I'm right about here. This is where I'm going to try and shoot for my landing spot. And this is where you might find out that I'm completely botched and don't know what the heck I'm talking about. Right around the middle of this continent is what I'm going to go for. Right around there. Okay, so coming back to here, that is a longitude. I'm going to call that 135 degrees east. So sorry, I got to do some figuring here. I'm pulling out my calculator. 135 degrees east. I need to subtract 160 degrees from that. So that was negative 25 degrees. So I want to detach this. I want to do the descent at negative 25 degrees or at 25 degrees west. It's quick save. You can tell how confident I am by quick save. Got a quick save. Okay, so we're going to get Chris. Sorry, Chris. We're going to get Chris. I think he's in here. And transfer him all the way up to that lonely capsule up there. And I'm going to get my other pilot, who is Ferd. Ferd, who's been relaxing in the hitchhiker can. And I'm going to put him in here because actually... You can, the hitchhiker can doesn't have any command ability, so you can't actually control your vessel from there. I guess I might as well detach. Sure, let's detach. So let's do all this right. You're gonna see a lot of quick saves. So yeah, I'm just gonna undock. I think that's the safest bet. That seemed, I don't know what, that went, I think it's just went a long distance. Okay, so we've got this. Let's get you back. Yep. Let's. So Chris is now in command of the Eve lander. So we're going to, I'm going to do this manual, just decouple this. That fires that out of the way, and then we're going to activate these engines. Right there. Okay. And now this is only for the descent. So it's got very little delta V left in it. But what I need to do now is really go over my staging here. So after I do this burn, I'm going to detach this stage. Then I will be arming those drogue parachutes. I actually can do that on the same stage. And what is this? Oh, that detaches that up there. That makes perfect sense. And then I will be arming those parachutes. Oh, this actually is all sensible. All engines come on. That is for decoupling that'll make more sense when we're on the surface. You know what? I'll go over this again when we're on the surface. But we got enough now to get this to actually, I think it's good. I think it's good. So what we're going to do is quick save. And I got to get to, I put it down here on my calculator. I think I said negative 25 degrees. Yeah, 25 degrees west is I want my and then I think I wrote this down. I set my periapsis at 70 kilometers. So it's a very shallow reentry. I did not write that down anywhere. I got 70 kilometers in my head, so I'm going to trust that. So what did I say? 25 degrees west. Right here. Check the other vehicle for a sec. Very good point. Very good point. Check the other vehicle. What's the DV situation? 2,528 meters per second left. I'm doing my happy dance. I'm doing my happy dance in my swivel chair. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you for who was it that said don't check the other vessel. All right. That is great. Evasion schmasion. We're shooting. I did a lot of quick saves. We're shooting we're playing the odds here. All right. I got a lot of delta V still left in that vehicle. I feel very, very happy now. So I'm getting this to be 25 degrees west or just a little bit before. Maybe now might be a good time to actually look to see. Now, are all these reaction wheels running? Yes. And there's 2 of them there. Reaction wheels. Yeah, okay. Am I aiming? Where's the other vessel? Hey, we're fine. It's behind us. Okay, so where are we at? 25 degrees west. I've said that now a bunch of times. Okay, we're getting just about ready there. Engines are on. And again, I'm just going to lower my periapsis to 70 kilometers. Let's start going. Yeah, all engines are silent. All engines are silent. A little more. Okay, this is for real now. This is going into the atmosphere. So obviously a very shallow... I'm going to keep this open because this will tell us how I did. I can't remember... Well, whatever. We'll see what my prediction's like. I'm trying to remember what the longitude was I'm shooting for, and I've already forgotten. Oh, wait, all I got to do is take negative 25 and add 160 to it again, right? 25 negative, add 160. 135 degrees. We'll see how close we get. Okay, so I can now stage, check into staging, and that's going to arm the drogues. Yeah. Okay, there goes that. Put this onto retrograde. Put this onto surface. We can open up. Don't jettison it. Inflate that heat shield. And the whole reason there's a heat shield on the top, I know I explained this in the first part, but because that was a while ago, inflate, is there's a huge amount of drag associated with these inflatable heat shields, and this thing will want to flip around. And the easiest way to counter that is simply put the same amount of drag up at the top. And then that should counter, and this thing should track okay. So I should now have the drogues armed. I do. I do not want to arm the main chutes. I want to deploy those manually after the drogue chutes have fully deployed, because here, I'm going to let this settle back down, because they will just tear off in Eve's really thick atmosphere. I know I probably could have gotten into the chute settings and figured out exactly, you know, what pressure setting would get them not to deploy when it's safe, but it's honestly not. I'm just going to do it manually. Okay. So, yeah, we're just about in the atmosphere. So here we go. We're now in the atmosphere. Oh, this scanning's not going to work because I left the scanner on this thing. So, okay, we won't know what our longitude is. It'll be a mystery. The scanning modules on that stage I just got rid of. Okay, I'll go a little bit of physics warping until Chris has no idea what he's in for. No idea. Okay, starting to see a nice glowy red over there. Yeah, I wish just this heat shield did act like a stabilizer. It'd be nice, like in the same way that the capsules are weighted. I don't think it's weighted. I think the game just kind of forces it because I think the weight is equally distributed across each individual part. But the capsules will always orient themselves the proper way through an airstream. And I would have thought when they designed this part that they would have done the same thing. They would have designed it in such a way that it'll always orient itself the proper way through an airstream, but it doesn't. Instead, it just adds a whole lot of lift here. And I don't know. So you have to come up with goofy things like putting another one up here, which is not protecting us at all. It's just there for a ton of drag. Yeah, another thing for KSP2. Like things, I like things to make sense. Okay, I'm starting to see some heating, so I'm going to take off the physics warp. We're just going to watch this. Yeah, it's nice for things to make sense, not for you to have to come up with kind of, you know, video game reasons why this should work the way it does. It should emulate what reality would be like. Okay, so we are now descending. I guess I can look at map view. I mean, I think it was right around here I was aiming for. I have 100% no idea if that is really hilly, if that is very elevated. I know none of that. So hopefully it will be a suitable spot. I did quick save, so I will revert if this is a completely unacceptable landing spot. I mean, the smart thing to do, of course, would be to get scanners and figure things out. It looks kind of okay. I see a mountain over here. That's not happy looking. Okay, here we go. Hello there, Newton. That is true. John says capsules can go into a stable 2 orientation, which is the nose first orientation. That is true. Though that one is sort of, you have to be right on that prograde vector for that one to be stable. As soon as you drift off, I think one way or the other, it tends, well, maybe I'm wrong. It's not like I put that to the test too often. Okay, so, and then this, yes. Yeah. So we're going to wait for the drogues to deploy. Once the drogues deploy, I'm going to stage away this big heat shield up here because I won't be needing that drag anymore. And then once the drogues fully deploy, then I deploy the main chutes. That's the whole idea. And hopefully we won't land somewhere that is too hilly. That's the other main idea. It's getting toasty. It's getting warm. I'm seeing a thermal gauge there. Yeah, completely wrap this thing in heat shields. Do a heat shield cocoon. And just let it go. Okay, yeah, we are really starting to lose speed here now. Pulling those G's. This is the scariest part of all this. Get a little shaken, a little bacon. Yeah, just literally shaking and baking. A little bit of a green G meter on Chris there. Nowhere near though. Okay, here we go. We're coming into the slowdown part. That's always a good sign. Where am I? I think I'm pretty close to where I was planning on it. Now hopefully the ground will be good. And hopefully with some altitude. Oh, there goes the drogues just went, so I'm going to stage. That loses that. And it should stay here. I can probably take the SAS off. The drogues are now adding drag up there. And actually, I'll get ready to jettison this. I don't jettison that until all the chutes are deployed. So I'm going to wait for these guys to fully deploy. Let's put this on terrain. Starting to get a feel for what it's like below us. It's purple. It's purple. I might have some limited steering capacity. I'm seeing kind of a hill there, so it'd be nice. I'm gonna watch I got a lot of electric charge, so be a little careful here. There is no solar generation on this. I just put a battery. I'm trying to just steer away from this mountain. There's a mountain there. I'm trying to steer more this way. Hope that's okay. I'm watching that electric charge because it's okay. All I did was put a Z1000 battery on here and called it a day. So at some point, those drogues are going to fully deploy. And probably at that point, I will have no ability to... I'm not even convinced I am really directing my flight too much. I think I am. The prograde or the retrograde vector is not at the top of the nav ball, so I think I am doing something. We get 3. There, roll a little bit that way. Okay, I'm just gonna let it go. I think it's okay. Well, we don't know. We don't know until we're down there whether it's okay or not. Okay, SAS off. All right. Boom, I'm getting music. Getting some music. 10 kilometers. Well, 9 kilometers now. Should be seeing those I don't know what they're set for. I think I left them just on the default. I don't know what their default is. Oh, 2,500 meters. Okay. But the mains don't come out until... I mean, Eve's atmosphere is thick. It's like 5 atmospheres of pressure down at sea level on Eve. That's why being at some altitude actually helps, because you know, it's that much less pressure. The pressure drops off dramatically with altitude because it's so thick to begin with. Which makes it absolutely, obviously ridiculous that a Kerbin's just going to climb down a ladder and walk around. But it's like walking around on the bottom of a boiling ocean. Do I have to stage them? No, I shouldn't have to stage anything. I will have to stage the main ones, but I think I should be getting... There goes those. Okay, and now I'm going to stage the mains, because we've slowed down enough that that should have been safe. And I'm going to get ready once we've slowed down quite a lot. Oh, once the mains fully deploy. They're not. I was looking at my speed and being a little alarmed, but the mains aren't fully deployed yet. Then we'll jettison that heat shield, lower our landing gear. There they go. Let our speed come down. Goodbye heat shield. Now you can see how much drag that thing actually... Well, then again, we're going through a very thick atmosphere. Landing gear. I can see some terrain scatter down there. I'm nervous to time warp. C-Lab is at 20 atmospheres. Okay. All right. Thank you, John. Do I have any idea? I should have brought them on. I don't know what the surface temperature is here. But it wouldn't be fun if they didn't. If the game gave you a solid surface and said, "Sorry, Kerbins can't exit down there." Thinking it's okay. What's our sea level altitude? So we're gonna be below 1,000 meters. So maybe not as high as I would like. The thing still hasn't hit the ground yet. There it goes. And then I'm going to go over all of this staging. Really make sure it's all fine. It looks right. I'm a little nervous about it. There's clearly a lot of asparagus staging going on with this guy. And I think I'm going to, if everything goes well, I'm honestly thinking I'm going to push this, I'm going to push for home. The stream goes a little long, that's fine. But I shouldn't get ahead of myself. Okay, let's, we're about 100 meters on. Put the SAS back on again, just in case I have to do some righting of the craft. But, we're there. We are there. We are there. We are there. Oh boy, oh boy. And it's pretty freaking flat. Holy cow. Wow. What's our altitude? 835? Yeah, well, we'll see what we get. Okay, landing gear's down. Ladder. I have now, by the way, completely forgotten. I know I have the ladders on an action group. 9. Action group 9. So action group 9. Ladders. These ladders are so flaky. And before, I'm going to do another quick save before. You know, the problem is obviously with quick saving on the surface is the game's pretty bad when you revert back to something and it does this sort of little physicsy hop. Okay, Chris, let's do this. Let's do this. It's a long way down, Chris. Be careful. Be careful on those ladders. Careful on the ladders. This is the part that's a little wacky. Oh, that's good. A little bit of a turn there. No boy, oh boy, let go, Chris. Okay, Chris. Woohoo! Chris is walking on the surface of Eve. Feeling this and going, I am so tired. Pushing through the thick atmosphere. Okay, we're going to plant a flag. And Chris is sliding there a little bit. This is the Eve 1. And this is Chris B. And a bunch of others. And some other folks. Still up there. All right. That flag is down. Let's add up let's upgrade our counter here. Our counter is now officially 15 for 15. Save that. Okie doke. All right, let's get back. Let's get back. I feel bad for the people that I forgot. But in the capsule. Oh, wait. I think I wrote them down. I should recognize. I mean, I shouldn't say a bunch of others. Oh, my gosh. A whole lot. I got Ferd, Jason L, and Jerry G up there. Sorry for those people. I didn't mean to be mean. But only one person was able to come down. And it's a hard climb back up. It's a hard climb. No science. No, James, no science. I finished the tech tree a long time ago in this series. So there was no effort to put any science on the... I mean... No! Oh! Okay, gonna have to be careful with that. I was worried he was gonna do a little poof. A little poof. And we were gonna be just flying home without him. That was a long fall. Good thing you had a helmet. Anyway, no science because the tree is finished, so I didn't do... I mean, I could do EVA reports and surface samples and crew reports and all that kind. But I'm not gonna. Okay. This... Whoa. It did a funny jump there. I didn't do that. Come on, I tested you, ladder. Don't. Okay, here's another. Those transitions, man. I tells ya. Okay, one more. Okay. That probably broke his spine. Kerbals are shockingly... Oh, shoot! Gosh darn it! I swear I tested this ladder thoroughly. I even tested it on the surface of Eve, believe it or not. Okay, I'm going to really... At those transitions, I'm going to have to really be slow and really be careful. There was a transition right at the capsule, I think. Oh my gosh. I am so shocked that he is not, especially that last one. I saw a little bit of the Kraken spaghetti monster. It was making a bit of an appearance. I saw a little bit happening there, but he pulled himself back together. Come on. Okay, here's that. Okay, this one seemed to go okay. It was right at the top. Yeah, there's a little bit of an angle change with this last one here. Yeah, I just gotta stop, and then it sort of somehow... Come on, you're almost there. Almost there. Board. Okay, there we go. Okay, definitely didn't do a quick save here. All right, so what I got is all of this is to stage off all of these radial bits. I found out very quickly through some, so I'm just gonna go stage. That blows off everything. The landing gear are on their own ones. I'll be getting rid of those in just a moment. So that's that, and now I just want to check the staging. So all engines are gonna come on. That's gonna get rid of the landing gear. Then I am staging over here. No, that's a landing gear. Come on, find it. I want to check the staging, make sure it's sensible, because with all the docking and everything, so it's this guy, that makes perfect sense. It should be that guy and its opposite partner. I'm pretty sure that's highlighting. And the appropriate that, and then those guys, that makes sense too, and then these last ones here. Come on, you, where are you? It's hard to see down there. Yep, that one and its opposite partner. Yeah, I can see it. And then finally, it's the last. There's a little Terrier engine up there, a little tiny capsule. That's the only thing that's going to make it up the top. So we're going to put SAS on. We're going to go F5 because it's been a couple of weeks since I last did this. I did test this, not necessarily from this location. And the thing I found very quickly is you want to go straight up for quite a bit before you start pitching over. So I'm thinking, let's put this on here. Yeah, let's do it. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, throttle up. Go. And I want to just go straight up, stage away all that, and really straight up. Straight up, up, up. I don't like it, and I'm going to lose those first set of boosters very quickly. There they go. And it wants to fall over. That's the thing I noticed with this. But I want to get out of all of this stupid, thick, crappy air. There. So now we're just on one engine. One of those vector engines. Trying my best to go at 90 degrees, or staying on that 90-degree heading. Keep going up, Chris. Keep going up. Okay, let's start slow, reducing that throttle just a little bit. I'm going to lock it on prograde now. Are these engines empty? Oh, shoot. I was a little slow on those. Hopefully that won't be too bad. Let's slow down. Oh, those are tail fins. Okay, oh, yeah, lots of tail fins blowing up. I'm gonna go for 90 kilometers. No, I can't do that. 90 kilometers is the atmosphere. I was slow on those radial tanks. I did miss them. Oh, I got one tail fin left. That was an adventure. Not on very much thrust, I'll tell you that. I got one tail fin left. Okay, I think I'm going to just put it down here. Yeah, I got to burn. Because I'm not far from... I just realized I'm not far from... oh, stop it. Get off the prograde vector. There we go. I'm very close to my apoapsis, and I need to bring that periapsis up a lot. Come on, go, go, go. I know with this thing, if you don't do it right, it ain't pretty. I am giving myself permission to revert. Okay. But my apoapsis is okay, but my periapsis is definitely very low. pitch down. So I need to get that periapsis up. 1,500. What's my orbit? I need to get 3,200 meters per second of orbital velocity. Still got about 1,200 more meters per second to go. So I do have the DV for it. If I can get an orbit, I can go pick them up with the other ship. So all I need is an orbit. You know, I think I can reduce throttle here. Let's cut throttle. Looking at my time to apoapsis, I know there's things happening in the chat. I think I'm okay. That didn't go flawlessly. I don't know how long I was flying with. I think I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I got 700, 3. Yeah, I'm fine. We'll even try and get there on our own steam. My apoapsis is a little whacked, but I can live with that. Oh, probably let that go a little too. No, we're more than fine. I'm used to my Kerbin numbers. Eve numbers are different. Let's lock that on prograde. No, fine. We are. That's an. Yep. The mighty little terrier. The mighty terrier. What is it? 90 I gotta get to. All right. It ain't pretty. 122 by 93, but it is an orbit. I charged up all my batteries and all of that, but we're here. We did it. That's an orbit. So, whoop, still got 282. So let's, I think we can do this. Let's get back. It's not a pretty orbit. Oh, you know what I did too, because I'm an idiot, is I didn't even pay any attention to where I could have waited, but oh well. We might be running out of juice. So I think the best plan, is to push this periapsis up. So let's do that now. Let's push that periapsis up to 100. Because I didn't pay any attention to where my mothership was. I should have waited till it was overhead, but you know what? I didn't, because I'm a dummy. But what I can do now is put this maneuver here. We're missing by a lot. We're going to have to wait some orbits. We're going to have to wait a few orbits. Oh, it's only a few hours. Sorry, it's only a day. Okay, let's go back. Okay, now I'm going to put a maneuver right here at periapsis and tweak this in. That's a separation of 1.2 kilometers, 0.7. I can live with 0.7 and only a 23. So this is like a 0.6 meter per second burn, which is nothing. And then a 23 meter per second encounter speed, albeit it's in 2 days, a day and 2 hours. But that's only because I wasn't paying any attention to where this was. But I think we'll be okay. So we're going to do that burn. This is a next to nothing burn. So we're going to turn down that throttle limiter. Wow. 0.5 on the throttle limiter, maybe? I'll turn that off. Okay, that's what we're going to do. All right, I'm going to F5 again because I am now getting completely paranoid. That's in 10 minutes, that burn. That's in 10 minutes, that burn. And then there's going to be some riding around. I'll just turn off the SAS. I bet you the batteries will last once I turn everything off. There are no lights on this thing or anything. Yeah, that was kind of an adventure, that getting off of Eve. Okay, let's see what that does for me. Thank you very much, Chris. Is that for getting you back up alive? Okay. So, what we got, now this is going to take a few orbits, so just to show you what I mean, that's why this maneuver was here. I pop that ahead in orbit, 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 bump, 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 bump. And there is a 2-kilometer separation. So, I think what I shall do is we'll tweak this here a little bit. I mean, I didn't do that burn perfect. That wasn't going to happen, but I should be able to now tweak this burn. No, it doesn't like that. The other side of it? Yeah, there we go. Nope. Okay, let's just time warp. Forget trying to figure out what the nodes are trying to tell me. Let's just... Oh, wait. I want to turn off SAS, and there are no lights. So our electricity consumption is 0. I love Kerbals. They don't need electricity. They don't need to say warm. Which one's us and which one's them? There's the lander, okay. So every time this comes around, it should come a little closer, see? Can time warp faster. Boink. 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 Slowly catching up to him. Actually, it's more him slowing. The other guys are slowing down. No, we're slowing down and they're catching up to us. That's what's going on. Okay, there we go. You know what I mean? And now if I put a little maneuver about here, now I should be able to close this distance a little bit. Where's the best play? I probably should have done the maneuver earlier. Now I'm looking at it. There we go. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Should have done the maneuver right there, but I was just dumb. With a little radial help. Yep, a little radial. Oh, heck. Here. Just noticing I'm passing the burn. SAS on. Oh, I got locked to maneuvers. You're level... Oh, he's level 3 now. I can lock... He probably was level 3 before that. I just wasn't paying enough attention. This is just to bring that encounter distance down a little bit. My throttle is still at like nothing, so I should fix that. Oh, I overdid it a bit. I'm just looking at my... Oh, I don't have RCS on this thing. What am I thinking about? This thing was bare bones. Okay. All right, we got going to be 700 meters away in... Yeah, this is all the stuff you can't get away with when you play with Kerbalism. This whole flying by the seat of your pants thing. And worrying about... Now, you know, turn off electricity... Kerbals will be fine. Not worrying about food. Not worrying about radiation. Life is good in stock. All right. There is our sister craft. Or our mother craft, I really should say, shouldn't I? Coming in to say hi. Oh, wait, I think our throttle's still like, yeah. Okay, that's a 50-meter separation now. How'd you get the nav ball on the left? I get asked that all the time. It is in the settings. There's a setting and there's a slider that you can move the nav ball to the left. I like it out of the way. I like to sort of keep the middle section of the screen as clear as I can. So that's why I shifted over to the left. But yeah, it's just in the settings. Just open up the settings. Here, I can do it right now if you want. Open up the settings, and it's really simple. Somewhere down, gameplay, UI. There it is. This is it. That's it. That's all it is. Okay, now this thing has no RCS, so it's going to have to, because anything that could cause drag has been stripped off of this thing. I don't think all these nibbly bits that are left over from the couplers, I don't think there's any drag. I don't think they're anything. I think they're completely physicsless. Okay. I'm excited. I'm excited that this is... Okay. Maybe slow down there, Chris. Chris is a little too excited. There is our craft. Rather dorky looking thing now with just like a hitchhiker with a tube coming out the back of it, but it's what it is. Now I'll do it right. I should do it right. No, I'm not going to do it right. The heck with it. I did put a docking port on this thing right here, and there is a matching docking port here that was there with the whole plan. I know it was previously covered by radio boosters, but the plan was at this point that I would just be, those boosters would be clear, and I would just dock with it. But honestly, I'm kind of like getting really very eager here. And what I think I shall do is simply EVA over. I know that's... I could dock, but I'm not gonna. This thing has RCS even for the purpose of docking, but I'm gonna actually let it drift away a little bit, but I'm just gonna EVA Chris. We're just going over. We're doing it old school. Okay, where's our ship though? Let's be up here. There we go. We're doing it old school. I could have docked, but I don't feel like it. Okay, so what I want to do now, because we are in, I think, a little bit, and also then I don't have to worry about this thing. I'm so happy seeing that 2,500 meters per second still left in this thing. What's our TWR up to now? 0.22. That lander was so heavy. So I'm just going to push this up to 110. Just because I'm just a little bit uncomfortable with burning back to Kerbin from as low an altitude as that, because it is going to be a bit of a burn. And then I'm just going to time warp up. This thing should be a lot more nippy now. NC Davis, how did it all go? Well, Chris was down on the surface of Eve, and now Chris is back amongst the rest of our crew. A flag was planted, so I would say all that went well. The ascent was not without flaw. It wasn't flawless, but as I think has become the theme, it was good enough. It was good enough. I might even have enough here for a Kerbin capture. Well, it'll be close. Well, thank you there, NC Davis, celebrating the 15 for 15. Again, 15 doesn't count until all these Kerbals really are safely on the surface of Kerbin. I mean, honestly, like, if the only requirement was to put a flag on Eve, that is actually not that hard. It's the whole getting off again that's the bit. That's the challenge. Okay, it's 110 by 110. So what we're gonna do that. I'm gonna turn off that lander. We do not need to think about that no more. I'm gonna F5 and we're going to brave the maneuver tool again. So what we want to do is go back to Kerbin, and according to this, 1078. I'm always sort of confused by what, I don't know. Let's just create and see. No, it says that 113. I don't know what these numbers are. Whatever. There we go. Now that's coming up in a year and 90 days. That's kind of to be expected. But 1388, getting back to Kerbin. We can probably aerobrake through Kerbin. He says monstrous amounts of confidence. Why? I don't see my... I saw a Kerbin encounter. Am I crazy? There it is. Oh, I think I'd have to up the patches again. Remember turning them down because they were annoying me? Now I got to put them back up. Patches. There we go. So let's just tweak the maneuver. You know what? I'm not going to tweak the maneuver. I think that's what got me into trouble last time. Last time I tweaked the maneuver and then I time warped it. That's a word. I time warped and the maneuver was completely bunged up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quick save so I can come back to here. We're going to set an alarm. I know it probably auto set an alarm, didn't it? Yeah, let's get rid of its alarm. Auto, put an alarm, create an alarm for this maneuver, and give me like 6 days warning. Add that alarm. Okay, we're gonna go out to here. We're gonna go way out. Let's focus this on the sun. And we're doing some time warping. So F5 and yeah, let's do this. Actually, I kept saying this is mod free. The one mod that actually Kerbal Engineers here, but I'm not using it. I had that for my Eve, or not Eve, lathe. It was there to help me with lathe. I do have better time warp to get another 10 times on the time warp, though honestly here, it's not too terrible. That might have been how the maneuver got messed up in the first place, was maybe going up to that extra times 10 multiply. Look at the nav ball. Oh my gosh. I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to go to the full time warp. You know what I'm going to do is read the chat. Which mod you use? Is that, if that's directed to me, this is mod free except for what I just mentioned. Right now, this mission is completely mod-free because I'm not even taking advantage of better time warp to go the extra speed. That was put in when I was going to Elu because it was, I don't know, you had to wait all week to time warp to go to Elu at full time warp in the stock game. Even this is taking a bit of a long time. So of course, we're all waiting for the phase angle to be correct. I'm really curious. And I have no idea as to the answer to this, but I am very curious what KSP2 is going to offer when it comes to interplanetary assists. This maneuver tool thing was a recent addition to KSP1. I don't think the people with the consoles have it. I'm not sure, but I don't think they do. And I think it was. It does too much. Admittedly, I think it does too much. But by the same token, it doesn't do it very well. But I think having some form of assist for interplanetary travels, I mean, people shouldn't have to get on the internet and look up phase angles and put protractors up to their screens and all of that kind of stuff, or install external mods just to be able to go past the moon and Minmus. Okay, we are here. We are 6 days ahead. And I'm waiting for the time warp, and now hopefully this is still happy. Okay, I still got that. That disappeared on me last time. That's what got my whole anger levels going up. Okay, so I'm going to go set another alarm. I'm doing this very cautiously, probably over-cautiously, but... And this time I'm going to stop 30 minutes. That would be hours. 30 minutes. 30 minutes ahead of that maneuver. Add a maneuver. Okay, I'm going to quick save again, now that everything's going fine. And we're going to time warp those last 5.5 days away. Give me a pork chop plotter, says Robin, and I 100% agree. I love the mod window transfer planner, which gives you the pork chop plot. I love that. But I do think for the uninitiated, it's like, what the? I mean, it's pretty, but I think it's a lot. Maybe that's just me. I'd love it if KSP2 gave you a pork chop plot, because what it allows you to do is say, okay, I'm not necessarily going at the optimal time, but how much delta V would it take me to go at this time or that time? And you can work that stuff, you know, it'll work that stuff all out for you. I'm happy. I am happy, happy, happy. So we're 30 minutes from the burn. It still exists. It's still not messed up, so that's good. I want to tweak this periapsis down. So we're going to get into the maneuver. And I'm quick saving a lot. And this really, okay, look. Oh, yeah, it's not much of an adjustment here. I want to get that periapsis close to Kerbin. I think I'll just bring it in close, and then we'll leave it like that. We'll do a little, it's not going to be much of a course correction, I don't think, to fix that. Or maybe? Yeah. Do a little bit of a course correction. I mean, I could do it now. Should I do it now? What happens if I do this? I push this now. What happens? No. It's not worth it doing it now. Just leave it. That's fine. Okay. There we go. So F5. It is only a 5-minute and 42-second burn now that this thing has a sane thrust-to-weight ratio. So let's do this thing. And I get it, Interplanet, I mean, this game, I shouldn't be sounding like I'm coming down on KSP2. For goodness sakes, thousands of hours of playing over a decade. How can you get down on it? And to be honest, it was ballsy to do a Newtonian physics space sim. I'm sorry, that takes balls. And to make it fun, to make it a game that's attractive, not just a simulator, not a dry simulator, but an actual game with silly green Kerbals and stuff like that, and to base it on real Newtonian physics. I mean, now there are some other space sims out there, but at the time, there were no games like that. You play any other space game, you just flew up into space, and magically gravity was nothing you had to worry about, and you know, so that took guts, and the tools they provided, I think. You know, they were the first ones to really kind of do that well, as far as I know. And I can't fault them for that. Okay, we are coming within a minute. So that doesn't mean, though, that KSP2 shouldn't be learning and saying, you know what, this worked great, but we can do this better. Okay, we are now locked on this maneuver node. Thanks to our level 3 pilots, we have 2. Chris is still taking a break. He's in the break. Ferd is taking over the flight duties. Three and a 2 and a 1 and a go. Oh, I can barely hear that engine. I can. There is a bit of sound. I don't know why the engine sounds are so quiet. Sorry, I'm just gonna... Did I do something like really, really dumb? No, they're at 50%. That's their default. I shouldn't mess with it. Just go. Just go. Just go. Just go. Just go. Let's do some physics warping. I think the thing is KSP1 grew so much beyond what anybody had expectations for. And when they built the initial engine for the game, it wasn't built to do as much, I think, as what ended up being put, you know, like it was just, yeah. I mean, it's pushing what I think the game engine does. And KSP2 built the game engine from the bottom up, and I think they had to. Right. Yeah, it was, what's my TWR now? 0.22. Now that's an Eve. I should qualify. That's Eve TWR based on what Eve's gravitational field is, which means TWR relative to Kerbin would be higher. I wish it actually gave you Kerbin's, you know, always used Kerbin as the base mark, you know, sea level at Kerbin as the base mark for calculating the TWRs, because that's makes you get a feel for what the acceleration is. Acceleration is really what it's about, not necessarily what your TWR is, unless you're trying to lift off the surface. And so when you start going into different bodies and it's like, what's the gravitational field strength here? I don't know. Like, you shouldn't have to think about that stuff. It should just be Kerbin's. TWR relative to Kerbin's surface. But it's what it is. Little things, right? Little things. Okay, let's go watch this from Kerbin's perspective here. Whoops. I reduced the throttle to... Oh, wait, I'm still on physics warp. Well, why is it jumping so much? I'm still on physics warp. No worries. So nice doing this in just a single burn. Here comes. Oh, I overcooked it. Oh dear. I'm not even sure I saw it go by. Let's delete that. I don't even think I had this set as a target. Okay, RCS. I think I overcooked it. Not a biggie. Yeah, definitely. I can use up monopropellant to my heart's content now. It might have just blown by and I might have missed it. Oh, we're doing wacky things, we are. It is wacky, it is wacky. Oh, probably patch, oh, whatever. Let's see. And yeah. There we go. Not quite what I had, but good enough. Okay. RCS off. We are on our way out of here. I think I do need to bring the patch count limit down again. I brought it up a little bit too high. Let's bring it down to 2 again. Because again, I seem to be getting that second encounter. All right, so let's set an alarm for that SOI change. Quick save again. Goodbye, Eve. It was a fun visit. We were there for a long time. I mean, we're now 3 years, 157 days into this mission. That's a pretty small space for them to be in for that amount of time, but yeah, I'll be putting the mid-course correction in, John, once I'm out of the SOI here. Just thought I'd get that out of the way first. No, I know, I'm looking at Chris's comment about KSP2. I try not to overhype myself. I'm probably not doing a very good job. Because it's really easy And this is true for all, you know, something coming out and you're very excited about it, whether that's a video game, a movie, a TV show, book, whatever. It's really easy to set your expectations unbelievably high. And then you're bound to be disappointed. So I find it much, much better not to be cynical about it, but to be... I think that makes more of a difference. Not to be cynical, but to be, you know, to try and temper and make sure your expectations are realistic. Look at that. Now, I don't care about equatorialness. I mean, I could. Yeah, it's no, I can't. We are coming in at a bit of an angle, so I can't make it equatorial from here, but like I said, I got lots of delta V. Forgetting Kerbin's 70 kilometers. Let's set this for a ballsy 45 kilometers and see if we'll do some aero braking coming in here. How's that sound? I think that sounds like a brilliant idea. I've aero brake coming back to Kerbin from lots of different places. Okay, F5. Yes. Oh my gosh. Not used to this. 0.6 second burn. So I'm going to have to up that. Bring that thrust limiter down. Oh, we can do this with RCS probably. Okay, F5. What is my monoprop situation? Fine. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. F5 again. And let's just go to 1 minute. Let's do it that way. Oh yeah, KSP 1 was a sandbox game for the longest time. And I mean the initial updates back in its day were just, here's some more parts. What do you think of these? Like that kind of thing. And more planets too, because you know, and things like that. And it wasn't until later that they said, oh, we should put in a science mode, we should put in a career mode. I'm gonna try this with RCS. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, I am locked right on the maneuver node. Oh no, it's come back out. What to say, like, am I crazy? Okay, so that's good. There we are. Okay. Nicey nice. Okay, we're gonna be back at Kerbin. And when's our SOI change here? Coming up 113 days. I always am nervous with this because I've gotten burned on this one before where suddenly the time warping and this encounter just disappears on you. It seems to be well behaved today. KSP1 knows that KSP2 is right around the corner and they say, no, it's now going, no, I can be good. I can be good. I'm not going to make your encounter here glitch out on you. See? I still love you. Okay, and see what I mean? Oh, what happens if I take it right off? That's what I'm talking about. Okay, it's still there. And I was just talking about how good you were being. I have, because of stuff like that, gone right past my... Hey there, Dino. Glad you can make it. Suicide aero brake. A suicide aero brake is the way to go. Okay, where are we? I'm still not up to where I set the alarm, so it should be okay. See, I think it just blew right past my alarm, didn't it? No, it didn't. Oh, okay, okay. I'm gonna go with that. I don't. Oh no, we're still not there. Okay, it's okay. But the alarm, it did go. Now we're in there. Let's forget it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Everything's good. Don't make me so. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to try and do a proper arrow break. In other words, arrow break into a lower orbit. I might not go quite to, because if I go back to here, it's back on orbit. I did put a heat shield and some parachutes on this. I have absolutely no clue whether that's gonna work. I did no testing, no nothing. I figured I'll give it a go. Where's Kerbin? Well, let's get closer and we'll find Kerbin. I figured I'll give that a go and see how it works. If it doesn't work, I mean, I still got, oh no, I only have 814 meters per second, so I don't have enough for capture, but we can do some light arrow braking, and I can go and pick them up. I prefer not to, but I could. Okay, where's Kerbin? Only 2 hours from periapsis. Where's Kerbin? Why is this so hard? Seriously. Kerbin should be big. Sun, there we are. Oh, well, for goodness sakes, I should have looked at the nav ball. I'm pointing right at Kerbin. So we'll see how this goes. Like I said, I have been quick saving, so I should be... So people can place their bets as to how they think this will go. There's also a heck of a lot of mass up here and not a lot down here. That actually makes me think. I'm going to start pumping some fuel this way while I get this ready. My logic, let me explain my logic, is there's a lot of mass up here, and I'm worried this thing's going to spin around the wrong way. And so, in a feeble effort to get as much mass low as I can, I'm taking all of the liquid fuel. That's a useless docking port that I never used. I'm taking all of the liquid fuel and pumping it to this bottom can. I'm not sure that'll make much of a difference, but it can't hurt. Okay, we are coming in here. Let's reduce our solar panels. And what I could do as well, if this really starts going disastrously, is do an emergency decouple and see how that goes. Our speed is only like 3,100, like 3.1 kilometers per second, climbing a little bit. That's not too different from coming back from the moon or Minmus, so it should be okay. I think it should be okay. I think it's going to be fine. Can I jettison the docking port? That's actually a good point. Can I jettison the docking port? I don't think I can. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Nope. I should have put a decoupler on there, but I didn't think about it. No. Okay, we are now in the atmosphere. We are so close to home. Kerbals are getting... Oh, we're gonna... Now, I see a lot of heat gauges. Those are, I think, batteries. They are free to explode. Yeah, I think they are going to explode. Yeah, 1 and 2. Oh, those are all not important things. How much electric charge? Still got 1,000 electric charge. That was all those... Did all of them go? No, this guy's shielded by the antenna. Somehow the antenna's hanging on. These thruster blocks down at the bottom here are getting very toasty. Where are we? 16 seconds from periapsis. And then things start getting better. Then things start getting better. You call them batteries? I call them popcorn. I'm amazed though, like, this battery didn't explode. I don't know if you can see it, because it's shielded by an antenna. I'm just amazed at how the antenna is more durable than a battery. KSP batteries are like, you know, Tesla batteries. Okay, where are we at here? We don't even have a capture yet. And we're on our way. I'm going to fire up an engine. I don't like this. We're coming back up, and I don't see a capture here. So I'm just... Oh, wait. Throttle. There we go. Now we got a capture. I really didn't like that. I want to keep some delta V there. There we go. That went fine. That was fine. That was fine. Oh, all concerned about nothing. So we're just bringing down that periapsis while we're at, or apoapsis here while we're at it. And then you know what? I think I'm going to just simply, we're now out of the atmosphere again, but I think I'm just going to keep doing this. And then I think I'm just going to ride it around again, and we'll decouple this and see how she goes. That's what I think I shall do. I think it's going to be fine. Extend the solar panel just for... I probably should. Okay, where's our... This is also bring... All right, let's cut this nonsense out. We got our down to 34 kilometers on the periapsis. Apoapsis is really low, so like we're within the moon's orbit easily. So here, we're gonna do another quick save. We're gonna go around. This time I'm gonna decouple, and we're gonna descend. Who's worried? I'm not worried. Maybe you should be worried, but... Ship's not under acceleration. What kind of... just because of the turning, I guess? Okay. That was weird. Okay, so this time what I'm going to do... I'm going to turn it normal. Not that there's anything normal about what we're doing, but... I'm going to turn it this way. We're going to lose this whole propulsion part. There should be lots of battery... Yeah, there's thankfully a good amount of electric charge in the cupola module. So I think I'm just going to do that. And stage. Stage again. We're going to go this way. Oh, I guess I can write that down. Track that. See how this goes. I don't know about these guys. Maybe I was thinking maybe I should get an engineer to just rip those off, but... A little late for that now. And if this is a disaster, I'll just revert. Okay, here we go. No idea, obviously, where we're going to land. I see some nice white top mountains here. That's wouldn't be good. Hopefully we'll be stopping before that. Well, it's not wanting to flip around, so that's a good sign. Oh my gosh, look at these. Please don't put me on top of that mountain. I think we're going to clear the mountains. Those are some serious mountains. Yeah, definitely clearing the mountains. It would be funny to be right on top of the mountain if they survived it, but I always worry about being on the side of a cliff. That would be bad. Okay, that worked well. Still got lots of electric charge, so and there are reaction wheels in this, right? There should be. Yeah, there definitely are, so that's helping. Okay, put this on terrain. Okay, there goes those. Now it's a question of, will the 4 of those slow this whole contraption down enough? Again, I in no way tested this. I just simply thought, 4 should be good. Okay, should be starting to see, what is it? Oh, it's only like 700 meters. Lots of pretty trees below us. Okay, time warp off. Just slow down enough. That's all I'm asking. Oh gosh, this will be fine. This will be fine. I'm good. I'm good. It's all fine. It's all fine. I know there's a huge nuclear engine section that just landed in someone's neighborhood. But you know, if you're gonna live on Kerbin, that's what you're gonna have to deal with, isn't it? Nuclear engines falling in your backyard. If you don't like it, move. But, maybe I shouldn't count these chickens yet, but this is looking awful good. This is looking awful good. And, bump, it's up. It's not falling over. I can obviously just recover them, but I'm not going to, because that is it. That is it. That is that Eve mission done. That is everybody in the Kerbin system. All have been conquered. Flags on all 15 of them, except for the goofy ones, which I'm not going to do. So, that ends this series. Look for Monday. Monday is going to be the next and last tutorial in that series. It doesn't mean I'm done with KSP 1 forever. We're going to play KSP 2 for a while. We're going to see what that feels like. But might end up bouncing between the two. I don't know at this time, but for now, this is done. Thank you everybody in the chat. Thank you everybody that's watching this at a later date. And of course, a very, very special thank you to all of my Patreon patrons and YouTube members, many of whom are in the chat right now. Thank you for all the donations that came during this chat as well. That was fantastic. Have yourselves a fantastic weekend. I will be back live with KSP2. Very much looking forward to it, and I hope you are too. See you, everybody.